before the internet, before television, before electricity lit up the night and chased away the dark. Humans sat around fires, looked out at the vast, trembling darkness beyond the flame, and asked a question that has never fully gone away. What is out there? Not animals, not men, something else. Something that thinks, something that watches, something that was here, before us, across thousands of years, from the deserts of Arabia to the mountains of Persia, from the courts of Solomon to the streets of Cairo, from ancient Mesopotamia all the way to your favorite childhood fairy tale. One answer kept coming back. The Jinn. They are not demons. They are not angels. They are not ghosts. They are something far stranger, far older. And according to hundreds of millions of people alive right now, they are absolutely, terrifyingly real. This is their story. Let's start with the basics, because the Jinn are wildly misunderstood in the Western world. Most people in the West know them from one place: the genie in a bottle, 3 wishes, poof, done. That image comes from the 1001 Nights, a medieval collection of Arabic stories, filtered through centuries of European translation, sanitized, and eventually handed to Disney. The real Jinn are nothing like that. In Islamic theology, the tradition that gives us the most detailed and authoritative account of the Jinn, they are described as an entirely separate order of creation. God, the Quran tells us, made 3 kinds of conscious beings. Angels, created from light. Pure, obedient, without free will. Humans, created from clay. Flawed, mortal, capable of both great good and great evil. And the Jinn, created from smokeless fire, invisible to human eyes, possessed of free will, living alongside us in a world we cannot see. The word Jinn comes from the Arabic root janna, meaning to hide, to conceal. They are the hidden ones, the veiled ones. They eat, they sleep, they marry, they have children, they live, and they die, though their lifespans dwarf ours. And crucially, like humans, they can be good or evil, faithful or wicked, wise or foolish. They are not monsters. They are not gods. They are, in a very real sense, our neighbors, sharing this planet, moving through dimensions we cannot perceive. When Islam arrived in the 7th century CE, it did something remarkable. It didn't dismiss the Jinn as superstition. It didn't demonize them as demons. It acknowledged them and gave them an entire chapter of the Quran. Surah Al-Jinn, chapter 72. It opens with one of the most extraordinary passages in any sacred scripture. Say, "It has been revealed to me that a company of the Jinn listened to the Quran. They said, 'We have heard a wonderful recitation. It guides to the right path, and we have believed
जिन्न का
in it.'"
अस्तित्व नहीं होता, लेकिन ये किसी भी मानव शरीर को अपने वश में करने की ताकत रखते हैं.
Happened to hear the Prophet Muhammad reciting the Quran. They stopped, they listened, and they were converted. They went back to their own kind and preached what they had heard. This is a stunning theological moment. The Quran is not just for humans. The message of Islam is for all conscious beings, human and Jinn alike. Both are accountable. Both can be saved. Both will face judgment. The Jinn, according to Islamic theology, are subject to the same moral law as humans. Muslim Jinn go to paradise. Wicked Jinn, those who follow Iblis, the great rebel, face hellfire. Speaking of Iblis, here is where the story gets even more interesting. Iblis is not a Jinn in origin. He was a being of such exceptional piety and knowledge that he dwelt among the angels. But when God commanded all beings to bow before the newly created Adam, the first human, Iblis refused. "You created me from fire," he said, "and you created him from clay. I am better." Pride, the original sin, and for it, Iblis was cast out, but granted a reprieve until the day of judgment, during which he vowed to lead humanity astray. Not all jinn are the same. Islamic scholars and folk tradition have cataloged them across centuries into a rich taxonomy of types. The Marid, the most powerful, associated with the sea and open water, ancient, proud, and capable of great magic. These are the beings most associated with the genie myth, immensely powerful, bound only by the most potent of spells. The Ifrit, fierce and cunning, fire spirits. The Ifrit appear in the Quran itself. It is an Ifrit who offers to bring the throne of the Queen of Sheba to Solomon before he could even rise from his seat. The Sila, shapeshifters, masters of illusion. They can appear as any creature, any human, any object, the most dangerous kind to encounter, because you may never know you have. The Ghoul, the grave haunters, desert spirits that lurk near burial sites and prey on the lost and the unwary. The origin of our modern word ghoul, the palace, the footlicker, a jinn from Persian and Central Asian tradition that creeps up on sleeping travelers and drains their life through their feet. Terrifying to encounter, remarkably easy to defeat. Simply sleep with your feet touching your companions, and the palace, confused, will suck his own feet and drain himself. Jinn folklore, at its best, is full of this kind of dark genius. And then there is the most common kind, the Jann, ordinary jinn. Let's talk about stories. Because nowhere did the jinn live more vividly than in the imagination of the medieval Islamic world. The 1001 Nights, Alf Layla wa Layla, is a collection assembled over centuries from Arabic, Persian, Indian, and Egyptian sources. It is one of the greatest works of world literature, and the jinn are everywhere in it. Aladdin and his lamp, Ali Baba, Sinbad, the fisherman who uncorks a bottle and releases an ancient, furious Marid who has been imprisoned for 1800 years, the porter who stumbles into a palace that should not exist. So that is it for today, guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss what's coming next. See you in the next one.